pitch by Chris. Thank you. And we're off. In the circle for Team Fagan is Danielle O'Toole. Second time we've seen her in 2 days. Your thoughts, Daniel Laurie, on Danielle O'Toole?
I like that she's getting the ball again today. She started yesterday and was getting squeezed a little bit behind the dish and was having a tough time trying to establish that strike zone. So I think a little bit of redemption is where her head's at. She has that drop ball change, curve ball, rise ball. Not going to blow you away with the miles per hour, but that changeup is her go-to out pitch. Game on the line. That's what she's going with.
She pitched 4 innings yesterday through 95 pitches. We will keep a close eye on her and see if she shows any wear and tear. First pitch called strike one. Hannah Flippin, Wiggins, and Show in the first inning for Team Wagner. Flippin yesterday 2 for 5. Played her usual airtight defense at second base. Former Utah Ute. Must be cool for her. She is reunited with her Keystone combination. Anissa Ortez, who is the shortstop for Team Wagner. They did some magical things defensively when they were together as collegians.
They were so fun to watch up the middle together. There was not another dynamic duo that was more effective than Ortez and Flippin up the middle. I mean, they led the NCAA in double plays. And here they are getting to do it together on Team Wagner.
Smart bit of drafting there by Haley Wagner to draft them as a pair, making sure that the defense up the middle is solid. Off the end of the bat, shallow right field. Michelle Moultrie makes the catch. We're underway. Out number 1 here in the first inning. Danielle O'Toole, left-hander from the University of Arizona. Here's Megan Wiggins. A lot of experience. 31-year-old. Homered yesterday. Had a 3-hit ball game. Still the total package. Can move the ball around, handle the bat very well, has power, and still has enough speed to be effective on the base paths. No longer plays center field regularly. That's what she has been doing for the last 9 years of pro ball. She's been in left field the last couple of games, but that may just be because you're playing with better center fielders. But I'm pretty sure she can still go get it if need be in the middle garden. Hard on the ground to the shortstop, Fagan. Team captain throws out Wiggins. There are now 2 outs here at the top of the first inning. It's all about the points. Take a look at our Geico leaderboard. And Alicia Ocasio, who was the starting pitcher and the winning pitcher in our game number 1 today, she has now jumped up to first place. She has leapfrogged Kat Osterman by 16 points. Shows the power of the pitcher.
Well, and for those watching, understanding that if you're pitching, you get 4 points for every single out recorded. And that doesn't matter if it's a strikeout, a pop-up, anything. An out is 4 points in your pocket. But on the flip side, you give up a run, earned run, that is minus 10 points. So you can have a heck of a day, but then if you have a bad inning, give up, 4 or 5 runs, that's 40, 50 points taken away from your big chunk of leadership points.
Well, those with the discerning eye on that leaderboard would have noticed that Samantha Show was on there after only playing 1 game. This is Show in the batter's box right now, but she went to bed last night in first place in the leaderboard with 252 points. That's 1 game, folks.
And if anyone is going to thrive in this league, it's Sam Show, because she took the NCAA by storm last year with Oklahoma State and bat flipping this and that. And she ended up going to Oklahoma State because when she was at Texas A&M, she felt like she could not be herself. Well, welcome to this league, because you can be anything you want to be, and the swagger, you can turn that up all the way on the dial.
Yeah, think about that. There's no head coaches, there's no general managers, there's no one to tell you not to be you.
She was just swinging at first pitches right and left. You see that plus 20. It looks like a little money in the bank. But every single at-bat matters. You get a single, that's 10 points. Double, 20 points. The list goes on.
2-2 pitch. Missed inside. Counts full, 3-2. Yeah, every time she swung the bat, she got an extra base hit. Show yesterday had 2 doubles and a homer. Actually, that short-changed her. She did have a single. She was 4 for 5, and she pitched a scoreless inning with a strikeout. Off-speed pitch hammered deep to left field. This one's got a chance. It's gone. Show has done it again. Back-to-back games with homers. Samantha Show. This is your world. Be yourself.
I love it. See, she plays her best when she can be her best. And that means if she wants to do the bat flip, whatever it may be, and she just kind of knew that thing was gone, takes that quick turnaround first, and the excitement. I mean, I love it. You should be excited about that. That's a big moment. Looking at what she did yesterday, but now she gets to help herself in the circle, but is still dropping bombs.
2-out homer for Show. That's 40 points next to her name. So without even playing the bottom half of the first inning, she now has 292 points individually. Amanda Chittister, cleanup hitter. Chittister could make the argument that she's the best hitter in the world today. Didn't look like it yesterday, uncharacteristically taking the collar, went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. That was in a game in which her team banged out 21 hits. How's that possible?
Well, she's human. And I think that this game humbles you in so many ways and gut checks you. So I think to be able to keep it in check and just say, all right, it's a bad day. I was 0 for 4 or whatever the case may be, but I get to wake up tomorrow and do this again. And that's when you can kind of reinvent yourself or bring something different or figure out, hey, if maybe you're put the right sock on first tomorrow, you want to put the left on first.
2-2 to Chittister. Softly hit to third. It's going to be a bang-bang play. And not nearly in time. Kelsey Stewart was playing very deep, as you'd imagine. You respect the strength and power of Chittister, and had no chance at first.
Well, and that's almost unfair, right? You want to play back because there's no way you want a ball flying at your face at third base because they already play so close. So you respect her power, and if she beats you in front of you, hey, tip your cap. But it kind of was like a bunted single for Chittister.
Yeah, 50-foot single for Chittister, who's used to hitting him 500 feet. Amanda Sanchez. This is the Amanda portion of the lineup for Team Wagner. Amanda Sanchez following Amanda Chittister. 2-0. Game began innocently enough. Fly out, ground out until Samantha Show homered over the left field wall. Inning continuing with the infield single for Chittister. And now good hitters count for Sanchez. O'Toole paints.
And I like that pitch. If you can get that spot located and bring that curve at 65 miles an hour about a ball off the plate, I mean, I'm consistently going to keep moving that away from the lefties and throwing it in and tight to the righties.
3-1. O'Toole highly thought of by team captain Sam Fagan. She was the #1 pick for Team Fagan. Sammy Fagan had the 4th pick. O'Toole was taken after Chittister, Kat Osterman, and Taylor McQuillan. Right back to O'Toole. Quick toss over to first side, retired, but damage done. So far, so good for Team Wagner. A couple of more hits and a run, courtesy of the home run by Samantha Show. In the circle for Team Wagner, Samantha Show, who has already homered to give her team a 1-0 lead. Saw her pitch yesterday through a scoreless inning with a strikeout. hard into the gap in left center field, trying to cut it off. Jasmine Jackson does a good job to keep McClenny at first with a single. Ball was scorched.
McClenny's so good. This is what Sam Show does. Throws that fast change, curve, drop, rise. Throws it a little bit harder than some in this league, and has that changeup. Said she's really been trying to work on that drop. Lost it a little bit after playing with Oklahoma State. That was her go-to pitch, so she's been really working hard to try to get that back.
Here's Myers showing bunt, and it's foul.
And this is a dynamic duo. McClenny-Myers, I love that they're the 1-2 punch, and I think that they're by far some of the best hitters on that team. So you want to get them as many ABs as possible, put them up at the top of the lineup.
High strike, 0-2. Yeah, Team Fagan went with Danielle O'Toole as their first-round draft choice, and then backed her up with a catcher, Taylor Edwards, to work together. But then the top two hitters as position players, Myers and McClenny. Top two hitters in the lineup for Team Fagan. Myers had some professional at-bats yesterday in the loss, but she didn't have a hit. She went 0 for 2, was hit with a pitch, and drew a walk. Wow, that ball was 63 miles an hour on the hands, and she still turned on it.
And she just plays such good D at second base. She's able to just cover so much. She will lay out for you, will come up and make those big-time plays, and will get up in the air a little bit, show you her hops.
One, two. One of the things on the line, every single inning is contested and points are allocated every inning. As it is right now, Team Wagner has scored a run. Should that hold up, everyone on Team Wagner, all 14 players, will get 10 points for the inning. And Show in danger of losing Myers, 3-2. Got to be careful here. Myers so dangerous. Popped up, foul territory. Myers familiar with her surroundings. Playing National Pro Fast Pitch in this building against the Chicago Bandits. This is their home field, and also with the Chicago Bandits. It's the finest facility for women's softball in the country. Myers stays alive. What would you throw here, Danielle, to fool Myers? Or can you?
Anyone that's taken that monster of a hack, I love throwing that little changeup, because you know, especially at discount 3-2, she's going to want to go down hacking.
Way out in front. Was that the changeup?
That was the change. I'm thinking maybe fastball, drop away, hit a good spot, maybe half a ball off the plate. I just think Myers is so good at being able to turn on that inside part of the plate. I mean, she has great plate coverage as is, but I'd rather get burned away than inside.
Show's going to be gassed by the time this half inning's over with the way it's going. Myers giving her a workout. Can't afford to walk her. That will put runners on at first and second, nobody out. And Sam Fisher, who homered yesterday, next in line. And another foul ball. It's a costly at bat for the league by Myers.
It's just like she's having BP. Swinging at everything. See, and this might be an opportunity if Show was feeling that drop, get that drop maybe low and in. This is a 12th pitch of the AB. You want to change the eyesight.
And Myers able to check her swing, and the walk is issued. Runners on at first and at second. So battle number one between Myers and Show goes to Myers. This is interesting. Show has accumulated so many points, but she has a chance to give a good chunk of it back if she gives up some earned runs here this inning. A home run right here by Sam Fisher would mean that it's 3 earned runs against Show, and that would be negative 30. Sam Fisher, veteran, hit the first home run in the history of Athletes Unlimited. She's 29 years of age. Had the first hit, that was back in the 2nd inning of the first game that we played yesterday afternoon. Softly hit to third. The out is at second on to first. Double play. Oh, a quick turn at second base by Hannah Flippin. That ball was in her glove for a millisecond before she got it to first. 2 outs in the bottom of the 1st inning.
Well, and I love it, the communication piece. I could hear Flippin yelling from up here in the booth, communicating with Sanchez at 3. Being able to turn that double play is just so key, but how pretty is that? Hannah Flippin, one of the best. Made it look easy. And that helps when you have a 12-pitch at bat and you lose it and you walk her, but then you roll a double play. You're like, all is good in the world. My team had my back.
If Show can get out of this inning without a run scoring, she's going to owe Hannah Flippin a steak dinner. Taylor Edwards. Good steamer, outer half, 1-1. Edwards, California native, played in the Midwest in Nebraska. Has been a pro for 4 years now. Hard but foul. Edwards has been valuable everywhere she's been, both here in the States and internationally over in Japan, because not only is she a tremendous power hitter, but she's a terrific signal caller behind the plate. Wonderful defensive catcher.
Well, and that's something that when you have someone behind the dish that has experience and knows what they're calling, that's key. Ooh.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Runner on at third base is McClenny. Hard, but right to the shortstop.
Pitcher at heart up here, Eric. I'm going to root for. I think that would be pretty incredible.
Yeah, Kat Osterman is 2nd in the league in points, and she didn't even get into the field of play in Game 2. She started in the first game for Team Warren, but she just accumulated points because her team won and because they won individual innings as well.
And that's the beauty of it. And I think where I would come with this is I think it could be mentally draining if you were on a team that kept losing. I think that can maybe take a little bit of a toll on you. Like, even if you have great performances but you're on teams that aren't winning, you're still not moving up very far on the leaderboard. So I don't know if you got to get people extra coffee from Starbucks, from DoorDash to get them to pick you.
O'Toole throws to first and retires Morgan Howe. First out here in the 2nd inning. Well, we keep track of these points, and remember, each week the top 4 point getters are the 4 captains, and they pick their teams going into the next week's action. And that's going to be important, because if the way that this leaderboard holds right now, and Ocasio and Kat Osterman are 1 and 2, they can't be on the same team because they'll both be captains picking teams for themselves. Lily Piper swings at the first pitch, and quickly 2 outs here in the top of the 2nd inning.
Yeah, very rarely, I think, are you going to be able to have the exact same team. There's always going to be somebody that wants this player, and they get to pick you and draft you higher than this player. So it's going to be really interesting. I mean, the 2 teams that are highlighted for me are definitely Team Wagner and Team Warren. Both those teams are extremely strong. So I think to have all of those kind of same players that are together again, I think they'll be dispersed a little bit differently the next draft.
Anissa Urtez trying to keep the inning alive. 1 ball and 1 strike to Urtez. She's already earned her keep defensively. Bottom of the 1st inning, she showed off her range and strong arm. College teammate at Utah with Hannah Flippin.
An example of a couple teammates playing against each other, both competing for Team Mexico and have qualified for what is now the 2021 Olympic Games.
O'Toole threw 95 pitches yesterday. She has thrown 31 so far through an inning and 2/3 this afternoon. Good eye by Urtez. Three balls and 2 strikes. Should the inning continue, Jasmine Jackson next. I'm not sure why Lauren Lappin got away from that foul ball. Lauren's got some of the best hands out there. Come on.
I don't think they're allowed to touch the ball.
Oh, makes sense.
So the COVID rule, umpires cannot touch the ball. There is a bucket of balls that is in each dugout, and only a designated player can grab the ball and throw it back to the pitcher.
You know what? That's why you're here. You complete me. Another 3-2 pitch. This one stays fair. Kelsey Stewart across the diamond side is retired. Tori Vidal seems to be comfortable with the microphone. Let's go all access presented by Sparta Science.
Hop up out the bed, turn my swag on. Turn your swag on, miss. Turn it on. Hey, vroom. She's like, shut up, quit talking to me. Hey, get it, Foley. And she's like singing, and it's Miley Cyrus, The Climb. When I tell you, like, I thought it was her. I was like, Jessie, you're hitting them notes, girl. All these riffs, the vibrato. Ready? All right, go. Swag is officially on.
That's a fun teammate. Tori Vidalis talking a good game. She leads things off for Team Fagan here in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
And she knows how to rock a mic. She does a lot of the SEC network stuff with ESPN, and she's so good at it. And she's always been a lot of fun to watch, but she's so animated and like quirky, and she's trying to get Moultrie out of her shell by singing to her, and I love it.
Inning points on the line here in the 2nd inning. Team Wagner went scoreless, 1-2-3 in the top of this frame. Vidalis, Becker, and Fagan to hit against Samantha Show. Big swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch. Vidalis can't pull the trigger, and that is out number 1 here in the 2nd inning. Fans want to get even closer to the game. Become a member of the Unlimited Club to cast votes for player MVPs and have access to our members-only dugout camera. Learn more about Unlimited Club by visiting auprosports.com and clicking Join in the upper right of the page. Little flipper, Becker into left field. Easy play for Megan Wiggins, drifting back a bit. 2 up and 2 down in the 2nd inning.
And here's a fun fact about that Unlimited Club. If you sign up and are on it, you have the ability to help in the fan vote towards the MVPs. So the athletes get to vote, and then as far as the fan votes, they tally and accumulate all of them and see who had the most, and then they add that one single vote to all the player votes. So that's kind of cool how they get a say and getting to choose who becomes MVP 1, 2, and 3.
MVP 1 is worth 60 points for that player. MVP 2 is 40, and MVP 3 is 20. Sammy Fagan, one of the captains this first weekend of Athletes Unlimited Softball. She was the 4th highest point earner in the scrimmages that were played leading up to the draft on Wednesday. Top 4 point getters are the 4 captains, and they change every week. Fagan 1 for 3 yesterday. She was 0 for 2 before her last at bat, and seemed like maybe she was pressing. Got a hit and had that big smile when she made it to first base, so maybe a little bit more comfortable. Heavy as the head that wears the crown. It can't be easy being a captain and your team is losing big.
Yeah, a little bit more pressure that goes with that role.
Three balls and 2 strikes. Second batter this inning in which Show has gone to a full count with. Lost her. So a 2-out walk, runner aboard in Sammy Fagan. Let's take a look at the Carvana draft recap for Team Fagan.
So Team Purple, when I was drafting, I wanted to go with the best pitcher I could get first, and then I followed that with the strongest catcher in my opinion. After that, I was really focused on hitting, so position by position I was looking for the best hitter. About halfway through the draft, I realized that we had a strong lefty lineup hitting-wise, so I wanted to incorporate a few righties in there as well. And I think looking at our practices these last few days, we're really strong from top to bottom.
Can't fault the strategy. Kelsey Stewart, not much chance there. Right to the first baseman, Chittister. Top of the third inning, Team Wagner, a 1-0 lead. They got that 1-0 lead courtesy of a home run by Samantha Show, who continues to be the talk of the Twitterverse. This is day 2 of Athletes Unlimited softball, and social media starting to light up like a Christmas tree, and a lot of people talking about Samantha Show and what she has done. She's been impressive.
Well, I mean, this tweet right here explains it. Have you been living under a rock? If you like softball, people watched Sam Show last year with Oklahoma State, and couldn't be more true. She is thriving in this environment, in this league, because she can be herself, and I love that.
Jasmine Jackson leads things off. It'll be Jackson in the top of the order, Flippin and Wiggins. If anyone gets on, Samantha Show will bat. Not only has Show hit a home run, but she's also pitched 2 scoreless innings. Every out that a pitcher records is 4 points, and so 2 scoreless innings, that's 6 outs times 4, 24, plus the home run, which is 40. She's got 64 points through 2 innings.
Well, and for those wondering, if you're a hitting pitcher, chances of you getting up the leaderboard quicker are there. The advantage is for you for sure, because you're getting those 4 points every single out, but you just go yard, that's another 40. Just keep it coming. Oh, rollover innings, all of the above. So I'd want to be a hitting pitcher in this league for sure.
Well, Jasmine Jackson had a stellar debut for Athletes Unlimited softball yesterday, hitting out of the 9 spot in the order again. She was 3 for 5 with not only a double, but a grand slam home run. 1-2. Softly, gonna have to hurry. Second baseman Myers, and the throw gets away. Jackson scoots over to second base, and there will be a leadoff runner at second for Team Wagner. Official scoring is so important here in this league. It's going to see if that's an error or a hit.
And she just has so much speed up the line. That's the best that Myers can do. Just that little tap just makes enough contact. And I think even if that is a boom throw to Vidalis at first, I still think she's safe based on her speed.
Still waiting on the ruling. It's either an error, a 2-base error, or a single in an error. And it's been confirmed it's a single and an error. So 10 points go to Jasmine Jackson. The error allows her to go from first to second. Nobody out, runner on at second. Back to the top of the order, Hannah Flippin. Softly, O'Toole thought about going to third, but there was no one there, so she gets the out at first. Some indecision, but it didn't cost her. It acts like a sacrifice, but it isn't. There's now a runner at third with one out.
Well, and Danielle O'Toole is another one that's like Ocasio and just fields her position like a beast. Momentum going towards third. Not to mention she's a lefty, so she has to switch her footwork up quick. But she just makes it look so easy and is such a great defensive pitcher.
Here's Megan Wiggins trying to drive in a run.
I've been getting a lot of questions on social media just about like what these facilitators are and what they mean. And they're not a coach, but they're there to help these athletes. They help them when it comes to practice plans if they want it, throw them BP, little things like that. But they are not the ones that make those big decisions when it comes to a pitching change or anything like that. I think unless you as that captain were to say, for instance, let's say if O'Toole was the captain and she said, hey, I just want to go and pitch today. I don't want to make any big game decisions. I just want to focus on pitching. She can say to the facilitator, can you be one that helps me out to just make some big calls so I can strictly focus on the task at hand?
Yeah, people who know this game know that it can get pretty granular. Yeah, there's a lot of moves that are made, and there's the designated player and who can go where and double switches. And yeah, you need a clear head. And sometimes that's it's nice to have the help of the facilitator.
Well, and Lauren Lappin is a facilitator that's at third base. She played at Stanford. You have Whitney Jones, who's played at Washington and is still an assistant coach there, and Christian Conrad, volunteer assistant at Florida State, and Mike Viramontes, who's an assistant coach at Oklahoma State. So you have some pretty experienced facilitators that can really help you out on a lot of levels. So it's like, why not? I mean, if I was in this league and I was a captain, I would want all the help I can get, because coaching's a big decision, right? There's a lot of pressure. You have to make some bold moves, and at the end of the day, women might get offended with that, but you have to step up and rise to the occasion. If you're not playing and not get offended.
Megan Wiggins finds a hole. That'll score a run. Jasmine trots in from third. And Megan Wiggins, an RBI single. It's a 2-0 lead for Team Wagner.
And I like this. She stays on top of this curveball. Just scrapes it right through Fagan, who was pulled in a little bit. I think if she's playing back, she'd be able to stop that, but I still think the run would score.
Here's Samantha Show batting for a second time. Called strike one. Megan Wiggins driving in a run. Aspiration Bank just committed to plant another 100 trees to drive environmental change. Show's been a huge story here in Rosemont, Illinois. Ball and a strike. There goes Wiggins down to second. The throw is bounced. Fagan has to short hop it. Stolen base, 10 more points for Wiggins.
I feel like we've just seen so many stolen bases, and these athletes just have the green light. You see the wood chips flying.
Show shows bunt. O'Toole fields and fires. And moving over to third goes Wiggins. Is that going to be scored as sacrifice?
I think that she was bunting truly to just get on, not to move the runner. I think with Wiggins on second base, if she were to get a hit, she's going to score her anyway. So I just think she was trying to pull the sneak attack. Saw Vidalis was back at first and thought she might be able to leg it out. But little do you know that O'Toole is a beast on the mound, and she can defend her position so well. So to the little lefty pitchers that are watching, watch her defend her position and her footwork and how quickly she can get her feet turned, because that truly is the hardest part as a lefty, fielding your position, trying to go to first, because you have to turn them so quickly.
We've got a conference right now, this player conference presented by Mariner Wealth Advisors. I totally believe you, and I respect everything you're saying, Danielle, but we haven't got an official ruling yet. I think they could possibly say that's a sacrifice, and the only reason why that's important is it's 10 points. If you make it out, obviously nothing goes next to your name, but a successful sacrifice, when you bunt and a player goes from one base to the other, that's 10 points.
Well, then I'm going to have to talk to the ones that make the rules about that, because I'd have to disagree. Vidalis was literally all the way back at the bag, like where she's playing right now. And when you're that far back, it doesn't matter if you're really fast or really slow. You can drop a bunt towards first base and you're going to leg that out. That is 100% where her head was at, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
All right, well, I will make this argument. With Amanda Chittister up, who's one of the best hitters in the world today, with a runner now at third, maybe Danielle O'Toole has a limited repertoire because she doesn't want to bounce one at the plate and allow a run to score. So now maybe she has to elevate something, and Chittister has a better pitch to hit. That's foul down the left field line.
Well, and it's respecting strong hitters. And you see right here with Stewart all the way back. I love this, what Piera brings to the table with this. But this is a swinging bunt. This is the best swinging bunt that I've seen Chitty gotten pretty quick over the last couple years.
Another swinging bunt. This one rolls foul.
But I think sometimes it can be this added pressure of, I hate to say it, but Amanda Chittister is one of the biggest names in this league. She was supposed to come into this and make an impact right away and be almost as a player like Show, but time will work itself out. I think you can maybe put that added pressure of, I'm supposed to be doing better, I should be putting up bigger numbers, but you hope she's just taking it pitch by pitch and not worrying too much about that.
Chittister flips it to third. Playable for Stewart. And the side is bottom of the third inning. Team Wagner led by Samantha Show leading Team Fagan. It is a game and a league that is based around points. And as we take a look at our game leaderboard brought to you by Geico right now, Samantha Show, what's new, leading the way. She's got 84. She has accumulated 24 points because of pitching, and she's also accumulated points because of a home run, an inning win, and also a sacrifice bunt. It was ruled a sacrifice, what she did here last time at the plate, and so she has 84 points right now.
I happily disagree in the booth, and I think most people that are at home are watching, knowing Sam Show is not going up to sack bunt.
High pop-up right field line and out of play.
She saw Vidalis was back. She tried to take advantage of it and say, hey.
I'm with you. But all the slappers in the history of the world for years and years and years have batted .450 because it's so hard to get a slapper to make it out when they're bunting every single time, and it's called a sacrifice even if they're called out.
Like I said last inning, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I will. I don't know who I'm going to talk to, but I'm figuring it out.
0-2 to Michelle Moultrie. Into left field, hit well. Wiggins goes back, makes the play. Megan Wiggins has still got it going on. Such a fan. 9-year pro out of Georgia, Megan Wiggins.
And it's just that first initial step. She just goes straight back. Pretty catch, clutch. And Show's excited, and let's not forget, we have 20 rollover points that are on the board here. So if Fagan's team is not able to score, Team Wagner will end up getting 20 points each player.
Smash down the first base line. McClenny hit it as hard as you can, but Amanda Chittister, because she's playing first base, able to just smother it and step on the bag. 2 loud outs here for Team Fagan in the third inning. Two outs, bases clear. Narisa Myers walked her first time up. Myers, born and raised in the state of Mississippi, has the distinction of playing both fast pitch and slow pitch softball in high school. How about that?
I didn't know that was a.
You know, it's a thing.
That was a thing.
It's a thing in
I
Mississippi.
played when I was retired. I did a little slow pitch and realized I was not good at it, and I'm gonna hang those cleats up too.
Well, Myers was good at it. She's good at everything involving a bat. And she won a slow pitch state championship in 2006 in Mississippi. Her team went 31-1. She actually never won a state championship in fast pitch 2 consecutive years. They were state runner-up. You could make the argument she's a better slow pitch player than fast pitch player. 2-2 to Myers. And again, the count goes full. 3-2. Second consecutive walk for Myers. Show hoping it's not too big of a deal. There are 2 outs, but she'll have to face Sam Fisher. Fisher swinging a hot bat. Actually got robbed her last time up. Sam Fisher hit the ball as well as you can, but right to the third baseman Sanchez, who turned it into a 5-4-3 double play. Does anyone else see a Mark McGuire in that stance of Sam Fisher?
A little bit. Less muscle though, but I see it.
Got that same wide stance and the squat. Similar power. Well, inning points are on the line. Team Wagner scored a run in the top of this 3rd inning. Because the 2nd inning was scoreless, the inning points have rolled over. So the winner of this inning is going to get 20 points. Every single member of the team, all 14 women on the team that wins this inning will get 20 points.
And I like that thought process because it really makes each inning really matter, right? So even if, you know, you're losing and it's 2-0, the ability to still make it count if there's a big run difference, because then people aren't checking out. They're really there, and it matters every single inning.
Single to center field. Fisher keeps on keeping on. Runners at first and at second. So after a line out by Moultrie and a hard ground ball out by McClenny, Myers the walk and Fisher a single, and a chance for Taylor Edwards. Edwards from Murrieta, California. Into left field. That's trouble if it's fair. It is fair. Here comes Myers steaming around third. She'll score. And that ties the inning and makes it a 2-1 game. Team Wagner still on top of Team Fagan, but 3 consecutive batters have reached now safely for Team Fagan.
Well, and it's just a matter of time before Taylor Edwards starts heating up, gets this drop ball down and in, able to barrel this up. I love this slow-mo view. Pretty picturesque hitting right there. Hits it right to left field, and the importance of that run means now they're tied, and if they can tag one more run, then each player on Team Fagan will get those rollover 20 points.
So Danielle, the 2nd time through the lineup, Haley McClenny hit it about as hard as you can, but to right to Amanda Chittister. Then Narisa Myers walked, Sam Fisher a single, Taylor Edwards a single. So yesterday when Chow was really good in her 1 inning of work, obviously she only faced 3 batters. Now she's going through the lineup the 2nd time, and maybe the allure is gone. You know, the people are starting to figure out a bit. These are the best hitters in the world.
Well, and you're right. They're kind of making those adjustments. So I think it's still trying to figure out what is a pitch that I can get ahead with that these hitters aren't going to be able to capitalize on right out of the gate, because these hitters have been swinging real early in the count.
Tori Vidalis way out in front of that one, 0-1.
So I think knowing that as a pitcher, if someone, for the most part, if 60% of the time the hitters in this league are swinging first pitch, it's tough for me to want to throw something that's remotely close. I got to go a ball and a half off and try to make them chase.
Softly hit, shallow left field. It's going to drop. Ariana Williams, the pinch runner, scores from second base. And Team Fagan has won an inning. How about that? Because of the rollover from the second inning, that's going to be 20 points for every single member of Team Fagan, courtesy of the bloop base hit for Vidalis.
And I love it. The excitement that these athletes are having, I can hear them from up here in the booth. They're just excited, and it means that they won this inning. 20 points for each player. That's big, and Vidalis is the one that was able to do it and seal the deal. And Show throws that change on the outside half, and Vidalis takes that swing, and you see her excitement. I love it.
Oh, my goodness.
I love it.
Well, so the first blip for Samantha Show. These runs are earned, so that's a -20. Maybe the softball karma gods got her for laying down that sacrifice bunt and getting credit for 10 points. New pitcher, team captain, Haley Wagner comes in. She says, I'm not used to losing points here. Let's change this up. So Haley Wagner, 5-year pro out of Michigan, who won 30 games in 5 seasons while playing in National Pro Fast Pitch. We saw Wagner as the starting pitcher in yesterday's first game for Team Wagner. She threw 4 innings, gave up 2 earned runs. She faced 16 batters, threw 49 pitches, so I don't think that we should have a worry about her freshness.
Couple defensive changes. Amanda Chittister is now behind the dish. Sam Show has gone to first, and Aubrey Monroe is in that flex position, which means she can move in and out. She was just a defensive specialist for the most part. These other players can kind of rotate. Now that means because Show is pitching, she doesn't have to come out of the game. She can go to a position, you can move players around, and Monroe is now out of the game.
This inning began with 2 consecutive outs, Moultrie and McClenny. But then Myers, Fisher, Edwards, and Vidalis, a walk and 3 singles, and 2 runs have scored. So Show now on at first base. Runners on at first and at second, still her responsibility, so she still could go even more negative this inning. And Haley Wagner's pitching to Amanda Chittister. Both Wagner and Chittister playing at University of Michigan, but there was no overlap. Kylan Becker, 0-1. A little bit outside, 1-1. Inside, 2-1.
I like that spot. Not sure where that one was missing.
Hard but foul.
Well, and a little bit of a different look than Show. Wagner's a little bit more east-west, throws that curve, that back door, as well as a screwball. Has that changeup, throws it mid to upper 60s.
Wow, wonderful eye for Becker, and the count's full, 3-2.
And that's an example of throwing that backdoor curve, and it's really just establishing the inside part of the zone with the no fear of if I hit you, that's your fault, but really figuring out how I can get into lefties and righties and get that strike called.
Becker stays alive. Already 2 runs on the board here in the bottom of the 3rd inning for Team Fagan. Another foul ball. Every game that we have played so far, we have seen a team score double-digit runs. Both games yesterday, the earlier game today. On the ground. And a nice play by Flippin to realize that Vidalis was going through and might as well just tag her. Top of the fourth inning, 2-2 tie, Team Wagner and Team Fagan, and we have a real treat right now. Joining us is Megan Wiggins from the dugout of Team Wagner. Megan, there you are. Hey, congratulations, you're still alive and kicking, 9-year pro, and you're joining in this new league. How far is it? How are you enjoying it so far with Athletes Unlimited?
I love it. I think it's great. I feel like a professional. Everything's organized. I mean, obviously great competition, great competitors, friends, foes, teammates, you know, different things every week. So just really a challenging thing, but in such the best way as an athlete to get better, you know, every day, every out. So.
What do you think the difference is? Obviously not having coaches, but the facilitators piece. So, like, how does that play a factor in being different from you playing pro as well as in college?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have, you know, your captain or whatever, and then your facilitator, you know, just kind of helps with a lot of the physical stuff, hitting fungo, this, that, and the other. You know, maybe helping understand the lineup, write a lineup if, you know, the captain's never really written one. And certainly the rules. I mean, I don't know half the rules in this game, but I hope they do. But yeah, just a voice of reason, I think, you know, just being somebody that's probably coached or they are currently helping coaching staffs. I know Florida State, Washington. So it's just another somebody that can be in your ear about, you know, maybe situations and things like that.
Megan, curious, you've been playing for a long time now. We've mentioned you played 9 years as a pro. We've already seen you today steal a base. We've seen you make a nice running catch out in the outfield. How has your game changed in the decade since you left the University of Georgia?
You know, I don't think it has. I think I have a little bit, but I don't think my game has, and I don't think it ever will. You know, I think that's what I love about coming out here every day, you know, a different year after year after year, just playing the same game and just trying to be competitive and, you know, adapt, you know, whenever necessary and, you know, just be able to try to be the best teammate, best player I can be game in and game out.
Megan, I have to ask, moving forward into next week, you're going to be on a completely different team. So do you hear people plotting and trying to figure out, like, how we're going to draft and what the game plan is and stuff like that?
Yeah, after yesterday's game, I was like, mid-game, I was like, all right, guys, well, it's been nice. See you guys never. You know, I think we're all probably going to go first 3 rounds tomorrow. I mean, next week. But, no, I think it's just everybody's just kind of focused in on these games right now. Just getting these games taken care of and kind of getting our feet wet. You know, this is the first week of games. You know, I think the drafts are going to be looking a lot different week to week. And that's the fun part, though, because everybody, you know, they want to be the best that they can be, and they want to, you know, be, you know, productive for their team. So I think it'll be interesting. You know, people are starting to get the hang of it, picking people, who are they going to go with first, pitcher, catcher, big hitter, you know, whatever it is. So I think it'll definitely change. It'll be interesting to see the drafts coming these weeks.
And then I have to ask, with women, they tend to get offended pretty quickly. So if you're not getting picked high up in the draft, or you have players on your team that aren't really playing much, what's the attitude when it comes to that?
You know, I think I saw your tweet yesterday, you know, if you don't like it, get better. And I feel like that's pretty much spot on. You know, I think, you know, you can't ever get too comfortable. And, you know, there's a lot of young kids. There's a lot of, you know, veterans and stuff, you know. So if this is something that you want to do for a long time and, you know, you want to play for a long time, then, you know, you got to figure out how to get better. You know, nobody's at their best game right now. Everybody's, you know, like you said, we haven't been playing games. I mean, I played with the Pride this summer, but most everybody hasn't been playing for weeks and months, you know. So you want to get picked, be better. Be the best you can be.
Thank you, Megan. Wonderful stuff. Enjoy watching you for all these years.
Thank you.
Megan Wiggins, 31 years of age, and she is still a 5-tool player.
Hey, in the wise words of Danielle Laurie, be better, she said. I like it.
Leadoff single by Amanda Sanchez to begin our fourth inning. This is Morgan Howe batting against Danielle O'Toole.
But that couldn't be more true, right? Like, at the end of the day, this is not travel ball. This is a professional women's league. If you don't get picked, be better. There's no pouting in the corner. I don't feel sorry for you. You can go put in more work, and yeah, you're going to struggle and not always be successful in this game, but your attitude is what you truly get to choose day in and day out how you are. Is everyone going to enjoy being around you, or are you going to be in the corner and like you're just giving off this toxic energy? Because they are in this bubble. These young ladies are just around each other, and that is it, and they're respecting everything that's going on with COVID, and I love that because they want to see this through. So you might as well make it a positive experience, and attitude is contagious. So I think you got to have the right people that can get people in check when maybe they aren't playing or getting drafted where they want.
Here's Lily Piper. Piper was one of the success stories from yesterday. Didn't start, but came off the bench with a couple of loud hits, including a double. Bounced out to second her first time up. Runner first, one out for Piper. Piper is one of those rare athletes that does not come from a warm weather place on the map. She is from Northeast Ohio, but she's found enough time to work on her game over the years and has made herself elite. She was the 40th overall pick in the draft on Wednesday. On the ground, shortstop Fagan to second for one, on to first, not in time. There are now 2 outs here in our 4th inning. Fans, head over to auprosports.com for custom merchandise, watch party kits, and pick'em games. And stay connected with Athletes Unlimited year-round by following us on social at auprosports. So Piper is retired. And how about this? I like this move right here. We're going to have a pinch hitter trying to get a little bit of lightning in a bottle for the 2nd straight day. Team Wagner is going to call on the youngster, the backup catcher, Jordan Roberts, who all she did yesterday was come off the bench and in her first pro at bat, smoke a ball over the left field wall for a home run.
No pressure. I think it's a Florida Gators thing. I think you mentioned yesterday Nicole DeWitt did the same thing in her first pro AB.
She did. Oh, 0-2 quickly to Roberts. Piper is the runner out at first. I don't know if you caught that top part of your screen. We just had to drop down. It said that Jordan Roberts has got up 160 points. She's played all of 1 inning. It's because the fact that she hit the home run, 40 points, and because she's been part of a team that has been dominant, winning innings and winning an overall game, that she has so many points. Softly hit. That's a great play by the pitcher, O'Toole. She knew she had a tough backhand. Team captain, Haley Wagner. And now the first full inning of work for Wagner. It'll be the bottom 3rd of the order. Fagan, Stewart, and Moultrie. This is captain versus captain. Sammy Fagan had the 4th most points in the scrimmages leading up to the draft last Wednesday. Haley Wagner had the most points in the scrimmages before Wednesday's draft. That's how they were named captains. Trying to make the backhanded play. Flippin can't do it. And I'll be frank with you, that's a play that Flippin normally makes.
And you could tell she looked frustrated and kind of threw her head up in the air a little bit, because that is something that she normally does make. And listen, this field used to be kind of that tire turf, and now it's this wood, and it bounces a little different. I was talking with one of the facilitators early on when I went to the bathroom, Whitney Jones, in passing, like, how's this field playing? And her team, obviously Team Penley, has been struggling defensively, and she goes, it just plays really slow. And turf, typically, you know what you're going to get with the hops. You expect great hops. That's why most love turf. But she says the players have been having a tough time trying to figure it out.
Kelsey Stewart, ball and a strike. Team Fagan scoring 2 runs an inning ago, trying to keep the momentum. On the ground, Flippin, Urtez. On to first. Oh my goodness, they turned it. How do you turn a double play on Stewart? 4-6-3 on the twin kill. Now they've been doing that for years.
A couple Utes in the house. and they can turn two like nobody's business. It's just flawless, both these two, and you're right. Kelsey Stewart getting doubled off just shows how quick this turnover transfer is. Boom, boom. Beautiful.
You know what? That's a smart captain in Haley Wagner to combine Flippin and Ortez with their draft choices, because that may save 10 points just on the taking off the base runner. That is a huge defensive swing by the middle infield.
And they just cover so much ground as a pitcher. When you have solid up the middle, you feel comfortable, right? You're just like, all right, even if there's anything that's kind of straight up the middle, there's a good chance Ortez or Flippin might be able to at least get a mid on it.
It's one of those weird things. As good as they are individually, they're better together. It's just the fact that
that's a slogan going around right now, better together.
Make a t-shirt.
Or be better. The wise words of, I guess, me coming from Megan Wiggins, but...
Michelle Moultrie. Fair ball, scooped up by Show, steps on the bag, side is retired. Making their own decisions out here on this field. Here to begin our fifth inning, we have a new pitcher for Team Fagan. This is Morgan Foley, second consecutive day of work. She pitched at the Division II level, University of Indianapolis, as a collegiate. And it really wasn't fair what she was able to do with her arsenal of pitches at the Division II level.
When she throws the ball significantly hard, she's up there with Barnhill, throws a ton of different pitches, and she's a big-time strikeout pitcher. And what I really like about her and what she's always wanted to do is to prove you shouldn't pick a D1 school just because. You really have to want to go there for this reason. She goes, I want to prove people wrong and just say, just because I'm a D2 athlete doesn't mean that I can't have success at the next level in the pro league, in this Athletes Unlimited. So she's a good example of that, and I like what she's trying to get across to people.
Jasmine Jackson fouls it back to the screen. It'll be Jackson, followed by Hannah Flippin and Megan Wiggins in the fifth inning. Did she? She did. And that is strikeout number one for Morgan Foley. And we're underway here in the fifth inning. Let's take a look at our leaderboard. And this is just this game. Samantha Show had as many as mid-80s in points earlier, but then gave up a couple of earned runs, and so she dropped some points, but she still is by far and away the leader. Danielle O'Toole, congrats to her. Her team struggling offensively, but she's starting to put together some numbers. The starting pitcher for Team Fagan. You see her second on the leaderboard in today's game.
Well, and the importance of just getting outs is big, because that's 4 points in your pocket. So really focusing on having good quality pitches. And then I look at Foley coming into this game. Jasmine Jackson's pitch she struck out on was 68 miles an hour on the hands. That's tough to hit. So if you can locate that, you're going to be a tough pitcher. And you're looking at her quickly jump 0-2 here against Flippin as well.
Hannah Flippin 0 for 2. She put the ball in play twice, nothing to show for it. Team Wagner's only struck out twice as a club. Morgan Howe, and just a moment ago, Jasmine Jackson. Two-two game, 2-2 pitch. Now the pitcher Morgan Foley, she struck out Jasmine Jackson to begin the inning. Nothing new there. At the Division II level, we told you the game she had yesterday. We talked about the 21 strikeout game. It wasn't a perfect game. She actually walked 4. It was a no-hitter, but she struck out 21 with 4 walks. She also had a game in which she struck out 30 in one game. It was a 13-inning game, and she struck out 30.
Dang. Yeah, we're not on the same level. I haven't struck out 30 in a game.
Over 1,600 career strikeouts, second in Division II history, with 30 coming in one game. There's another strikeout. Megan Foley, how do you do? Back-to-back punch-outs to begin the fifth. All the University of Indianapolis Greyhounds everywhere, smiling.
Well, and this is just a statement. Comes in, gets ahead of these hitters, and executes with speed. Speed catches you on your toes. You don't like it. If you were to ask someone, do they want to face someone who throws 70 or they want to face someone who throws 62 with spin? I'm uncomfortable trying to hit 70 miles an hour, so I would always go with someone that throws a little slower and try to adjust based on the spin of the pitches, because in tight on the hands sometimes is a lot to handle, especially when we're getting up there close to 70 miles an hour.
Now, there's nothing Megan Wiggins hasn't seen. She has spent 9 years as a professional. She's faced Kat Osterman. She's faced Jenny Finch. She's faced Monica Abbott. She's played over in Japan. She's seen Yukiko Ueno. So she's not going to be surprised by anything that Morgan Foley delivers. Little flipper, foul territory, playable. Stewart makes the play. Side is retired. Bottom of the fifth inning, it is a 2-2 tie. Team Wagner taking on Team Fagan. Let's go all access with Tori Vidalis.
Line drive in the books. Woo! Hey, we put up a 2. Way to respect your elders.
Line drive in the book, baby.
That's what I said on mine.
The opening anymore? Because,
Dude, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Is it welled up yet?
No, not yet. Because it was more on my calf side than
Oh,
my shin,
thank
but
God. I thought it would be.
First ball swinging, that is a foul ball from Haley McClenny. She was thinking extra bases to begin this fifth inning. I'll tell you, any chance we get to listen in to Tori Vidalis, I want to take it because she's got some personality.
It's a line drive in the books. That's what I got out of that. Her and Sanchez. It must be a Team Mexico thing. It's a line drive in the books, baby.
McClenny, Myers, and Fisher to bat here in the bottom of the fifth inning against Haley Wagner.
I love getting to just see the different personalities shine through and how they connect with different players and stuff. And hit, no hit, blue pit, you still get to kind of hear how they react. And that's a solid pitch on the inside part of the plate. I think I'd want that pitch if I'm Wagner, because McClenny is too good of a hitter. You know, like for me to throw the ball over the inside part of the plate to you, you're too good. So I want to hit that good corner.
Softly right side, flipping, underhand flip. And the dangerous McClenny is retired. So McClenny now is 1 for 3 on the day.
We have a couple rollover points that are on the board. 20 right now. If Team Fagan is to score, they will each get 20 points.
Here's Myers. She's been productive without taking the bat off her shoulder. Doesn't have an official at bat. 2 plate appearances. She's walked twice and scored. She's not in a hurry to swing that bat. Takes a called strike. One and one. Two and one.
For some reason, these pitchers don't want to pitch to Myers.
No.
Not giving her much. They're not getting ahead of her.
She's walked 3 times and been hit with a pitch so far in a game and a half. There's a strike, 2-2. And she still hasn't swung. That is a fair ball, and Show steps on the bag. The dangerous Myers is retired. Oh no, they get no. Yep. I thought that maybe it had glanced off of Myers and was a foul ball, but it's not. So 2 up and 2 down, and Wagner now will face Fisher. Fisher takes outside. I think one of the cool things about what Athletes Unlimited is doing, Sam Fisher's team lost yesterday by a score of 11-3, yet she still won the third MVP. So she got 20 points because of the respect from her peers in a losing performance.
And it doesn't necessarily have to just go to the winning team, nor should it. I think it's important to just base it off of personal performance. All these players get to vote. You can even vote for yourself. You and I found that out.
Softly to Flippin, controls the spin and throws Fisher out. He's in the 4 spot, and Shaw's going to add 10 points next to her name. That's a solid single to center field. So Shaw, just with the bat in her hands, has 60 points. She homered in the first inning, laid down a sacrifice bunt that Danielle contests in the third, and now a single. So 40 for the homer, 10 for the sacrifice, and now 10 for another single. First ball swinging, Chittister hit it hard but foul.
And both these hitters swung first pitch. So I think looking at how last inning went, when Foley was able to pretty much mow them down and strike out 2 of the 3, she was getting ahead of these hitters real quick. So game plan changed. Shao comes up, says, you're not going to get ahead of me. I'm going to swing first. Same thing for Chittister.
Detroit native Amanda Chittister. 1-1. Team Wagner had 18 runs and 21 hits yesterday. There's a scorch base hit to left for Chittister. Back-to-back singles to begin the frame for Team Wagner.
And I mean, she just crushes this thing. So much power.
Yeah, the left fielder Becker fielded it like a shortstop would. It was that quick. Now, because we've had rollover innings each of the last 2, no team has scored more runs than the other. This inning, whoever scores more runs this particular inning, here in the 6th, will get 30 points. Every member of the team. Amanda Sanchez, a single her last time up. Is she being asked to bunt? Who makes this decision? This is a kind of a tough call. You know, you got to wonder, is the hitter on her own? Are we thinking about the facilitator? Is there some way that Haley Wagner, who's the team captain, is trying to communicate?
I think it would have to be talked about prior to the game. Hey, if it's a close-knit game, we're in a position, we got none outs, this is what I think should happen. Because the truth be told, the facilitators don't make the decisions, the players do. They're there for advice, to help when need be, but to make all these big game day decisions, they're not supposed to do that. It is supposed to come from the captains and the players.
Well, there may be much ado about nothing if Foley can't throw a strike. It's 3-0. Let's see if Sanchez wants to ambush one. Oh my! Healthy hack, 3-0, and 68 miles per hour sneaks past her bat.
That is a healthy hack.
Ooh. I'll take another. 3-1. I think Foley had that in the back of her mind. So the walk loads the bases, and trouble a brewing. First 3 batters aboard for Team Wagner. Yeah, Foley, tale of 2 innings. In the 5th inning, pair of strikeouts and a lazy fly ball. 1-2-3 frame. But the winds of change have arrived here in the 6th inning. Line drive single by Shao, line drive single by Chittister, and a 5-pitch walk to Sanchez.
And 30 points is a lot that's on the line to win this next inning. As of right now, it's looks like Team Fagan's in tough a little bit with bases loaded.
All right, we're going to have a pinch runner at first base. Sanchez is lifted, and Joey Lai, 33-year-old, native of Toronto, comes in. So Lai's at first, Chittister at second, Shao at third. One and 0 to Morgan Howe. Slapped off the glove of Fagan. 1 run will score. So 4 consecutive base runners have reached for Team Wagner. RBI single for Howe.
I think I'm a little bit shocked just how you can have such a successful inning last inning and just blow it by them, and then this next inning just struggle bus a little bit, not being able to get ahead of them, and these hitters are also swinging out of their shoes first pitch.
Here's Piper. Called strike 1. Piper's put the ball in play twice, nothing to show for it. Bounce to second, bounce to short. Back-to-back beauties.
I like that spot. I would want to live there. That's 67 down and in. That is a very tough pitch to hit. It doesn't matter if you're one of the best righty hitters or not. That is a difficult pitch to get your hands inside.
Oh my. Piper strikes out, never took the bat off her shoulder. Good morning, good afternoon, and night. Foley strikes her out.
Pretty pitch, but the problem is Piper's so on the plate that she's not able to really recognize, can I do something with this pitch, so I'm going to take it. You see her toes, she is toe up, which makes it more advantage for Foley. She loves being able to throw that two-seam fastball in and tight on righty's hands, as well as that screwball. So when you have someone that steps and they're on the plate, it's like, it's kind of like a kid in a candy shop. I'm going to come in on your hands all day.
Urtez gets it past Fagan, and another run scores. Chittister scores the 4th run of the game for Team Wagner, and it is a 4-2 lead. Again, attacking early in the count.
And that's just up left a little bit in the zone. If you can get that a couple inches more inside, that's a pitch that you can get away with. Anything up in the zone, a hitter like Urtez is going to capitalize.
Strike 1 called to Jasmine Jackson. Singled and scored in the 3rd inning. She's also struck out. She was the first batter to face Morgan Foley. Half swing, that'll be a base hit. 1 run scores. Make it 2. That's going to be a double. A double for Jasmine Jackson, scores a pair for Team Wagner.
Jasmine Jackson in that 9 spot is so good to turn the lineup over. We cannot forget about her grand slam yesterday, but just the ability for her to come up in this situation, bases loaded, take a bad ball that's not a great pitch, but she's able to go down and get it, make contact with it, and tag on a couple extra RBIs. I mean, this was a 2-2 game, and then all of a sudden Wagner came to play in the 6th.
So after a joyride in the 5th inning for Morgan Foley, when she retired the side in order with 2 punch-outs, she's going to have to leave here after only recording 1 out and 7 batters here in the 6th. Randy Hennigan, 2nd consecutive day of work for her. And again, her married name. She played collegiately at Texas State as Randy Rupp. Record-setting career at Texas State. Her pitching coach was Kat Osterman. None better to learn from.
And that was one of the exciting things she said about coming into this league. She's like, now I get the opportunity to play with my coach. How cool is that? So any little things you need, ask Kat, right? Screwball change, curve, as well as that rise ball, that 61 to 63 mile per hour. And she loves that curve ball as well as that changeup. And I think she struggled a little bit yesterday. So for her to come in today and just have a little bit better of a showing, is important, I think, for the mental game more than anything. You are going to struggle as a pitcher in this game. These hitters are out of this world good, and they came out hot right away. So I think the pitchers have to catch up a little bit, but location over anything right off the bat. Just need to really focus one pitch at a time and get the confidence back up.
We've talked about the top tier of the leaderboard here for Athletes Unlimited all day long, but we haven't really talked about the bottom tier. That's where you find Randy Hennigan. She's -42. So a chance to pick up some points here with an effective outing. Good start for Hennigan. Strike one called to Hannah Flippin. Just missed 1-1. Hannah Flippin, the 8th batter to hit here in the 6th inning. Still just one out. The infield's in all the way around, Danielle. Already 4 runs in. Wow. Lashed, but well foul. Two balls and 2 strikes. This is the second game of the day. Earlier today, we saw Team Warren do their thing. They're a perfect 2-0, double-digit runs in both games they played. Jessie Warren, one of the best players in the world, also one of the best general managers and head coaches in the world with the decisions that she's made this week.
You know what's crazy? She's not even on Team USA. You know, like, it makes you think. You sit here and you're like, Jessie Warren is one of the best players in the world, but she's not on an Olympic roster for 2021. That's, I think, almost mind-blowing. Maybe the U.S. just has too much talent, so you don't know. You can't pick everyone.
Jessie Warren was the most outstanding player for the Women's College World Series when she won the championship with Florida State a couple of years ago, so the pedigree's definitely there. 3-2. Hennigan needs an out. Off speed, Flippin stays alive.
And I think that slight difference between college and having success and getting to pros is the pros foul off a lot more pitches. Pitches that you maybe in college were able to get those strikeouts or to get those ground outs. These legit hitters are fouling them off, so you're having to throw more pitches. So you're having to be more on it every single pitch and not making a mistake.
That's a beauty. Flippin couldn't pull the trigger. And after 8 pitches, a strikeout, Hennigan retires Flippin.
That's back-to-back strikeouts for Flippin on the exact same pitch. That inner part of the plate just kind of pauses and freezes. It's a big strikeout.
Here's the veteran Wiggins. Hammered down the right field line, foul by a foot. That would have scored a pair, and Wiggins probably makes it all the way to third. There's a reason why Megan Wiggins keeps playing as a 31-year-old. She finds great joy in the game of softball. And she's darn good.
And you only get better, I think, the older you get as a woman in this game. I feel like with males in their prime, they're younger, but I feel like with the women, they just learn so much more about the game and their bodies and how to work and what they need to do. So the experience just plays such a factor. And she was still great in college, and she is now, but I think that fear factor is what people have with her. Like, you fear her a little bit because she is so good, but she's stayed consistent all the way through.
High pop-up, it's going to be playable. Stewart making the call, makes the play, side retired.
That is exactly what happened. But our producer Casey said it perfect. Textbook. That's how you want to do it. That's what you want to be like. That's the footwork. How quick you want to be.
Taylor Edwards leads things off for Team Fagan. They're in trouble. They've been going toe-to-toe with Giants all day long after getting smoked yesterday, losing 11-3 to Team Warren. This game was a 2-2 tie through 5 innings. But Team Wagner puts 4 runs on the board at the top of the frame. And now it's Team Fagan's chance to answer. The captain, Haley Wagner, called her own number a couple innings ago. She's been effective out of the pen. 2-0. That hits the bag. That's a fair ball. Now the ball pops away, and it's just going to be a single. So leadoff batter aboard, Taylor Edwards, second hit of the game.
The first baseman, number 29, Foley.
So the wheels are turning. Tori Fidalis will be the hitter. And we'll have a pinch runner on at first base, replacing the catcher Edwards. Paige Halstead, one catcher replacing the other.
Number 35, Paige Halstead. Halstead running for Taylor Edwards.
Could be 2. Urtez flipping on to first. Double play! Second double play turned by the former Utah Utes this afternoon. What a weapon defensively.
Just so clean, so quick, right out of the gate. Quick little flip, making it look pretty sweet. And flipping, just such a quick release. Doesn't even have to get her arm all the way back. It's just this quick little slingshot. So much power in that throw.
So Haley Wagner inserted herself in as the game as the pitcher. Her first full inning was the 4th inning. In 3 innings of work, she's already had 2 double plays turned behind her. Pitcher's best friend. Right back to Wagner. Wonderful defense. Currently 3rd in points. She began the day number 1. She actually lost points because she was in the circle when Team Fagan scored 2 earned runs in the 3rd inning. So she had 20 points deducted, 10 points for each earned run you give up as a pitcher. Show, Chittister, and Sanchez scheduled to bat here in the 7th inning. Inning points and game win points are still on the line. You win the game, everyone on your team gets 50 points. 4-run lead for Wagner, Team Wagner, as they played the 7th inning.
And I like that spot. I like that. I feel like these hitters are so good. You don't want to put anything too close on the plate, and we already know why, because Shao will take you deep. You want to be able to get that ball, half a ball off, maybe a ball, and still maybe be able to get that strike.
Shao led off the inning, last inning. 9 batters coming to the plate, 4 runs scored for Team Wagner. Good hitters count 3-1.
Well, the last thing you want to do right now if you're Hennigan is just serve up a meatball.
Five-pitch walk, another 10 points for Shao. making the decisions of who to draft on draft day on Tuesday. Chitty chitty bang bang. Amanda Chittister starting to figure it out. She went 0 for 4 yesterday, 2 for 3 with a run scored here so far this afternoon. Pop up, foul territory.
I feel like it's just a matter of time before she goes yard here. It's like every pitch, I'm just on the edge of my toes, like it's coming.
30 years of age, graduated from Michigan in 2012. Kind of a jack of all trades as a collegian. Played first, second, and third. So far here in the NPF, we've seen her at first and as catcher. Chase to pitch, 1-2. Chittister's been with Team USA on and off since 2012. She's appeared in 6 World Cups of softball, 3 World Championships, 2 Pan Am games. A partridge in a pear tree.
I remember getting, not like, I didn't know how to feel when she made Team USA because I was so happy, but they're my opponents. But I was just so happy for her because of the road that she's had to go with and how successful of a season she had last year in the NPF.
Had her off balance, high down the left field line, charging over, trying to make the play and foul Terry. It's made. Nice play by Kylan Becker. That ball hung in the air for a long time. First out of the 7th inning. And here is Joey Lai. Only had 1 at bat in yesterday's game and made it pay off. Lai came off the bench and hit a triple. 33-year-old. She's a Canadian, and Danielle, you're a Canadian. Seems like over the years, the majority of quality softball players at the collegiate and pro levels come from the western part of the country. British Columbia, that's where you're from. But Joey Lai, one of the exceptions, she is from Toronto.
For some reason, I will at times get paired up with her in like speed stuff. Like everyone, okay, Joey, me, big difference here. She can leg out what would be a single for me, turn it into a triple.
Lai is part of Team Canada. She is going over to Tokyo, the Summer Olympics 2021.
That's a good pitch. That I think is the difference maker. If you can get that pitch called, it's just going to open up that zone a little bit. I feel like the umpire zones, the trend has been they're a little tight, or they'll give one corner and then the next couple innings you won't get that. We saw that a little bit with Kat and O'Toole yesterday.
Called strike 3. Hennigan didn't get the call the pitch prior. She did that time, and there are now 2 outs.
And this is funky because it looks like this pitch is coming in real quick, and it's that perfect screwball away. Halstead behind the dish, getting some time.
So a leadoff walk to Samantha Show, but then back-to-back outs, Chittister and Lai. And it's up to Morgan Howe to keep the inning alive. 1 for 3. Howe is now 3 for 7 through 2 games with Athletes Unlimited. Good swing, right back to the screen. Should Howe keep the inning alive, Lily Piper on deck. Game got started with a bang. First inning, Samantha Show, a home run. Popper, shallow left field, going out. Fagan can't make the play. Placed beautifully into left field. 2-out single for Morgan Howe. 2 aboard with 2 outs. Very quietly, Morgan Howe is doing work. She's got 4 hits in 2 games. Gonna have a move. And yeah, Piper has been lifted. Lily Piper, who had started the game and played the first 6 innings, has now been lifted. And Aubrey Monroe is going to get an at-bat. I don't believe she batted. Did she bat yesterday? She did. She batted once, her first time through the lineup in the 2nd inning yesterday, and bounced out to 2nd. So this will be the 2nd at-bat of the season for Aubrey Monroe. Former Florida Gator, 0-1.
This is a little bit of an interesting stat, but Taylor Edwards is an alternate for Team USA. Think about the amount of ABs and how much time behind the dish she's had compared to Monroe, who's a staple on Team USA and is playing every day.
Edwards was actually drafted ahead of Monroe as well in the draft on Wednesday.
Just gets you thinking a little bit.
Well, obviously teams look for different things, and Monroe is considered to be world-class defensively. She's been part of winning programs everywhere she's been. She was a vital part of what they were doing down to the Florida Gators. In a hole, 0-2. Couldn't pull the trigger. Hennigan gets out of the inning. Final 3 outs. Fagan swings at the first pitch, and the captain of Team Fagan bounces out to 2nd. I'd try someone else. Don't go after Hannah Flippin. Now, as we're winding down with our 2nd game of the day, our 4th game overall, let's take a look at the top 10 of our leaderboard, brought to you by Geico. Samantha Show leading the way with 374 points, and if her team wins this game, she's going to get 50 more win points next to her total. So that is going to be a big leap heading into Monday night's action.
Well, she's a player that's going to play almost every day, right? If she's not pitching, she's going to hit. So she's going to continue to always get points and help herself out. And if you're that good, chances are you're going to be on those winning teams, and the teams that draft you higher tend to do a little bit better.
Be interesting to see how the MVP balloting goes, because the number 1 MVP gets 60 points, MVP number 2 gets 40, MVP number 3 gets 20. That's all in play. 2 outs in the 7th inning. Michelle Moultrie, the last hope for Team Fagan. Team Fagan in danger of going down 0-2. Softly, right side, flipping, underhand toss, and the game is over. So 50 win points goes to Team Wagner as they continue to cruise. They don't score double digits this game, but they were wonderful defensively, and they get themselves their 2nd win in as many days. And in 2 days, they have a combined 100 win points.
looking forward to seeing Team Wagner go against Kat tomorrow and Team Warren. I think that that's going to be a really fun matchup. Both those teams have just kind of solidified themselves a little bit above the rest. And guess what? You're not going to have these same teams next week. So just live in this moment, enjoy being this good, and then you don't know what's going to happen next week. And that's the beauty of this league. It is up to the athletes. They draft who they want, and teams will never look the same. It's a fantasy sports type feel, and I love it. I love how this all works and that the athletes are in the driver's seat. I think that's so cool and so important.
I can't say enough about the performance from Haley Wagner. Not only is she the captain with all the responsibility of drafting players and making decisions, but calling her own number and coming out of the pen and throwing shutout inning after shutout inning, keeping the ball in the infield for the most part and letting her defense do the work. And she's climbing up that leaderboard because of her pitching and her team's dominance.
Wagner is a dark horse for me. I like her a lot. Obviously, you got to go with the obvious in Kat Osterman and what she brings to the table and the experience. But Haley Wagner's a close second for me because she's just been consistent. The last couple of years, her success last summer with the Bandits in the MPF, she threw really well, always threw well against my team in the Canadian Wild. And I always remember, like, dang, she's so good. And then Show, I look at how she performed today, and it wasn't the best in the circle, but she still found a way to get outs, get points, and that's why she's on top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, Show pitched into the third inning. In total, she got MVP gets 40, and the number 3 gets 20. So more than likely, she'll be somewhere in that top 3. So all in all, a productive day here with Athletes Unlimited. 4 games out of the 30 in the books. We still have 2 more coming your way tomorrow evening. So